Hello. I did not know that wardrobe changes were possible, or I might have brought myself something else to change into. Listen, thank you so much for having me. Thank you to the staff, the faculty, to the dean. Thank you to the trustees. Thank you to all the family and friends who are here. Most of all, thank you to the students for inviting me. Now, they told me I had a tight 10 minutes to address you, and so I have a lot to say, so I'm going to jump right in, all right? First off, I want you to know how proud of you I am, and I mean that. I'm so damn proud of each and every one of you here. Over the past few weeks, I've come to know so many of your personal stories, the odds that you had to overcome, the obstacles and barriers that you had to fight through, the resilience and determination that it took for you to get to this moment, the doubts you had to ignore, the countless pep talks that you had to give yourself, the balancing act that you perform with school and work and family responsibilities, the many times that you felt like quitting, those moments when it felt like you couldn't afford school, but you also couldn't afford to not earn this degree. Those times where you had to dig deep and finish and submit that paper, to complete that course, to pass that impossible test, to keep your GPA up, to get the right amount of credit hours, and to finally cross this finish line today. It took guts. It took resilience, sleepless nights, early mornings, and some of you told me about those times where you just had to go to sleep, and so you would set your alarm on your phone, and you just had to get up to finish that assignment. It took those early mornings. It took discipline. It took stretching your limits. It took learning new ideas and reconsidering old ones. It took organization and motivation to get you to this moment. And I'm proud, and your family is proud. Your professors and the entire CUNY community are proud, and I want you to know that, and I want you to soak that up. Soak up the love, because when you leave here today, when we leave this celebration, this culmination, when we leave this beautiful auditorium and when you take off your cap and gown, we are going out into a world that badly wants many of you to fail. Let me unpack that for a moment. It's hard to understand a moment in history when you're in it. History is something that is best seen and perceived and understood in retrospect, with hindsight. And because of this, throughout world history and certainly throughout American history, many very, very horrible moments and eras were not fully understood and appreciated until the horror was fully underway. Many of you know me as a writer or as a journalist, or as some of you know me as a profile picture on Twitter or Facebook, and so it's weird for you to see me actually walking and talking and moving. But I'm actually a historian by training, and like many of you, I went back to college later in life. I literally just earned my master's in history a few weeks ago. So, I want to tell you what I know as a historian. Some of the most dangerous, despicable moments in human history crept right up on people. Warning signs were ignored. The risks were downplayed. Standards were gradually lowered. Racism and bigotry and discrimination and hate became normalized. The assumptions that things would just get better on their own were exaggerated. And consistently, when I study periods of massive human suffering throughout history, like the transatlantic slave trade, where tens of millions of people were bought and sold and delivered like property, when I study the Holocaust, when I study genocide and mass executions, I consistently see one thing: people in power devaluing the humanity of others, reducing them to animals or subhuman or only partly human. And today, right now, in this country, we live in that time. The President of the United States has repeatedly and consistently dehumanized and degraded people, and even degraded and reduced entire nations of color. Listen, you did invite me, so it's my job to keep it real. You invited me, so. A report came out just this past Monday that stated that there are more open bigots and white supremacists running for office in 2018 than any year in modern American history. Hate crimes are up. Hate speech is up. Police brutality is up to the highest level ever measured. And repeatedly, the most hateful people in America profess that they are inspired and motivated by one man, the President of the United States. That's never happened in my lifetime. That's a new phenomenon. No, I love New York. I'm here by choice. Just a few years ago, I moved my wife and our 5 children here from Atlanta, first to work for the New York Daily News. But even after I left the Daily News, we loved this city so much that we wanted to stay here. But we live in the city that actually created Donald Trump. He was born and raised in Queens and became the man he is today right here in Manhattan. New York has not fully come to grips with this. He rose to power mere blocks from here. His chief defender right now, Rudy Giuliani, was born and raised in Brooklyn and rose to power right here in this city. New York is wonderful, but it can also be terrible. Just a few weeks ago, a popular attorney who turned out to be a white supremacist was filmed harassing and ridiculing several Latina women in a deli just a few blocks from here. Amadou Diallo and Shaun Bell and Mohammed Ba and Ramarley Graham and Deborah Danner and Eric Garner were all killed by police in this city. New York City, it's beautiful and colorful, but the gap between this city's rich and this city's poor is not just wide, listen to me, it's the largest gap of any city in America. To be rich in New York is to be filthy rich. Our city literally has a restaurant where people have been eating gold-encrusted chicken wings for thousands of dollars. Google it, Google it. New York City, gold chicken wings. That's what it means. To be rich in New York means to eat gold wings. I don't mean fried gold, I mean real gold. But to be poor in New York sometimes means living in absolute squalor. And it's not just New York City. New York State has the worst income inequality of any state in the nation. We have so much work to do. You have so much work to do. Hovering over our beloved city is the Statue of Liberty. And for hundreds of years, immigrants have called this place home. But now a son of this city is overseeing a government that is literally separating the children of immigrants from their parents. Sometimes sending the kids, infants even, thousands of miles away. It's unthinkable. We have work to do. You have work to do. Now, this city, New York City, is nowhere near its full potential. We're just scratching the surface. And I truly believe that whatever this city is going to become, many of you in this room right now are going to be the ones to get it there. This nation is nowhere near its full potential. And here's what I want you to know above all else. every bit of grit, every bit of determination, every bit of hard work, every bit of intellect and skill, every bit of analysis, every single thing that it took for you to get to this moment today, your blood, your sweat, your tears, everything it took for you to get here, you will have to call on that to get this city, this state, this country, and this world where it needs to be. Listen to me just for a moment. Get some rest tonight. Maybe party a little bit this weekend. Maybe you might fire something up. I don't know. That's your business. Go eat out. Hope you have a nice meal tonight. Maybe you can even sleep in tomorrow with the peace of mind of knowing that you don't have an assignment to turn in for a change. But after you wake up, you need to get to work. You are graduating today with a hard-earned degree, but the truth is, this is not your destination, it's just a transition. And today you are transitioning from one phase of your life to another, and this world needs you to be your very best. We are counting on you. I believe in you, and everybody in this room believes in you. God bless you, and thank you for having me here today. And I look forward to shaking your hand soon as you cross this stage. God bless you.
Shaun King. So, Shaun, one, thank you for keeping us honest. Thank you for the challenge. High expectations. And on behalf of the school, please accept this small token of our appreciation. Thank you. Thank you.